like I say, what was going on basically is I am LS, I am Lucifer Star, and I had nuclear bombs in 1812. I had nuclear thorium reactors in places like Auschwitz, or not Auschwitz sites directly, but there's a film, there's a picture of one of my sites, one of my research sites, and there's also a big round container with a big star on top of it that they painted on it. And some people said they're not going to be able to see it from the air. I was like, oh yeah, they are. They'll be able to see it. They'll get a picture of it. So there's this big round tank, and that's actually a thorium reactor. And the reason why I put a star on it is because I didn't want them to hit it with a bomb by accident. It's like, do not bomb here. This is radiation and radioactive. Don't bomb this site. Anyway, I was trying to dictate where my sites were, so because some people were going around bombing people, it's like, don't bomb my sites. Don't even think about it. Anyway, I was warning them. I was like, don't. If you bomb one of my sites, I will find you and I will hunt you down. Anyway, basically, yeah. And pretty much, I had actually put um, warrants out for people's arrests. Basically, once I found out about someone, or once we found out about someone, they would die. It was just a matter of when. Like I could put up to $1 million on someone's head, basically, or like a couple hundred or $1,000, just like kill them. And I had actually like once I got information on people, there were people I was like, find that person and then put his head in a jar. And that actually happened. Like there was this nice little museum of heads in a jar. There were basically people that had killed up to 1,000 people or a couple hundred people, and then they had hunted down, put their head in a jar with alcohol, taken it to the thing, and been like, here's your guy. It's like, okay, here's your $5. There you go. You sure it's him, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. We have the evidence. So, and usually I would have like people would go and find these people and verify that it was actually them. Like I actually witnessed the crime or something, and more than one or whatever. And I was kind of leery of. That's why I generally wanted people to bring them in alive and not dead. But so. But there were a couple people where it was just like, they were too psychopathic. They had like 100 or 200 guys with them that were just as crazy or whatever, had guns too. So it's like, well, and once they had killed like a great amount of people or slaughtered, there were people going around slaughtering whole towns back then, back in the old days. So, like I said, they would just drive through a town, with an M60 or an eight or one of those 100 mile clips and just go, they'd clean out a whole town. Just drive in and just we'll drive up to a store and go ting 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 ting, and then go in and grab whatever they wanted out of the store and load it up. Or they would try and take over a ship. Well, usually ships were too well guarded, so they would usually hit the individual stores. Just like today, only worse. Anyway, and they were like, so they would rob people when they were traveling or whatever. That's why people rode my trains usually, is because my trains were usually safer. Because my trains, I usually paid for armed guards and usually had more than one race or one group guarding my trains. So, you know, and they're all being paid by me. So anyway, though, come 19 whatever, like I say, basically JFK, Jimmy Carter, Nixon, they wanted to take over and they wanted nuclear energy, so, or something like that. So like when they were kids, this actually starts with like Roosevelt. Like they start this whole plan where they want to get nuclear energy and nuclear bombs, but I won't give it to them. I'm like, well, I'll give you the information on reactors and stuff, but I'm not going to give up the nuclear bombs. So they would have to get Germans, and like my German scientists were really well protected. And besides, everyone loved my Germans. Like my Germans were loved by everyone. Like they couldn't get near my Germans. Because people would be like, look out for that guy, and stuff like that. And I guarded my Germans with like 100 guys or 1,000 guys. Like I had my Germans inside of bases, so where you'd have to like shoot your way past tanks and armed guards and all kinds of stuff to get to my researchers and my scientists. I love my scientists. I love my people. Like each one of my people had like 4 armed guards around them at all times, and an army as backup. I was like psycho defensive of my armed guards. So basically, um, they wanted to get the jump on nuclear energy and nuclear bombs. So they were trying to get, I had steam and I had coal. So, and I had the best conventional bombs and the best gunpowder and the best everything. So, a couple people, they wanted to get, a jump on me and, kill me and kill my people. And basically, they wanted they saw radiation as the future. And I was like, it's dangerous. I wouldn't touch it. I mean, I had a couple reactors. I was doing reactor research, but very slowly. Like I said, and I had a lot of money for like I was paying out thousands or millions of dollars for the nuclear reactor research. I had enough money and stuff to do the titanium shell for my reactors. There are these people that were trying to get radiation as fast as they possibly could or something to try and get around me, and it's like, it's really not going to happen. So anyway, I mean, it's all craziness, and it's all just a bunch of lies and the web we weave when we practice to deceive type stuff. And anyway, I was, in the end, it's just like it's all just crazy, and like they were just trying to do this or playing this side against that side, and it's like, and like I said, like Nixon and a bunch of other people thought that the spy gear that the government had was like the best and the most advanced ever, and it's like, well, not really. I was just having a couple people like mess around with each other, like the Chinese government or the Chinese spies would basically just listen in on the American spies, and they were just like messing around. They would like practice following each other. I'd be like, okay, practice following each other. And realistically, so they were practicing following each other. They all knew each other. They would all eat breakfast and have coffee together, and like there was this open communication, and then they would like play jokes on each other, like I followed you, ha ha ha, like that kind of stuff. Or I picked up your recording, your conversation, ha ha ha. But there was nothing really to find out about my people. It was just building this bridge. Like, oh yeah, we found out about how you're going to build a new bridge. It's like, yep. There was nothing to find out. It was just like this project or that project. I mean, it was boring. Like listening to documentation of things. I mean, my people were just building the future, basically. There was no great conspiracy. There was no nothing. I mean, I was, and most people would say, I wonder what he's going to come out with next month or this year, because every year I'd come out with the new ship or the new store. I was like magic. I was like that guy that was always like the new aircraft. Every year or every couple of years, I would plan a surprise. Because I love surprises. I love surprising my people. I love amazing them and oohing and awing them. And I was spending a lot of money to like impress people and to make people feel like they were part of something great and all that. And like, Nixon and JFK and Jimmy Carter, they weren't a part of it. They were very much the opposite. They were on the other side. So, like I say, Japan, China, me, like we were all doing this great work that is something epic in existence. Like new computers, better cars. We were pushing the limits of what was possible and loving it. So, anyway, Jimmy Carter, Nixon, they just knew how to lie and knew how to steal. And knew how to torpedo ships and submerge a submarine underneath with the crew still on board on the top. Then they would rape any females they had on board and then put them on top and then submerge underneath them and leave them to die out in the middle of the ocean. That's why they couldn't take those flags home, because they knew how they had gotten those flags. They had left those people to die out in the middle of the ocean.